passionate, unapologetic, almost scandalous. Gustav Klimt's The Kiss may look gentle, but when it first appeared, it was anything but tame. In early 20th century Europe, this kind of intimacy, so physical, so openly sensual, wasn't meant to be seen in public. But Klimt didn't ask permission, he painted desire in gold. To really understand how bold that was, you have to understand his world. Turn of the century Austria wasn't just conservative, it was rigid. Men were expected to act one way, women another. Art had rules, and crossing the line could mean total rejection on an almost existential level. But Klimt didn't just cross the line, he blurred it with gold leaf and longing. To see why it still stuns us today, we have to look at the man behind the brush and the fire he brought with him. Born into poverty in 1862, on the gritty outskirts of Vienna, he grew up in a city caught between two identities, one clinging to old world order, the other desperate to break free. Klimt made his choice early. He rejected the safety of polite society and embraced something messier, riskier, more honest. Artistic freedom over commercial success, sexual liberation over marital obedience, self-expression, no matter how scandalous, over the comfort of conformity. That fire didn't come from nowhere. Klimt had come of age in a time when Austria's traditional institutions were trying hard to hold on. Catholic moralism and Victorian-style repression still loomed large, dictating what was proper in art, in sex, in public life. But under that surface, a new world was forming. Intellectuals and creatives, Freud, Mahler, Wagner, Schoenberg and Klimt, were pulling culture in a different direction. Their work wasn't clean or restrained. It was bold, psychological, sometimes chaotic, and it demanded to be taken seriously. And when the Austrian ministry handed him a prestigious commission in 1894 to paint the ceiling murals for the University of Vienna's Great Hall, Klimt didn't hold back. It was a rare chance to bring his rawest ideas into one of the country's most respected public spaces. Instead of offering sanitised allegories, Klimt delivered huge, haunting works that fused the erotic with the existential. His mural, Medicine, featured fully nude figures including women with visible pubic hair, a direct challenge to both academic tradition and sexual repression. The backlash was instant. Perverted excess, many critics said, but Klimt didn't flinch. Instead, he fired back the only way he knew how. In a parting shot to his outraged patrons, he painted To My Detractors, later renamed Goldfish. It showed a naked woman looking over her shoulder, smiling coyly as she unapologetically bared her backside to the viewer. Subtle? Not a chance. Effective? Hell yes. The university refused to display his murals. Klimt walked away, unbothered and more defiant than ever. That defiance didn't fade, it evolved. The heat, the sensuality, the refusal to behave, it all became central to who he was, on canvas and in life. The erotic wasn't just a subject for him, it was a pulse that ran through his work, steady and unashamed. Those same themes, flesh, desire, rebellion, followed him like shadows. Off the canvas, Klimt's world was just as wild. He lived like a true bohemian, free, unfiltered, and always surrounded by women. Lovers, muses, models, he had many, and more than a few children, though he never married. But during this chaotic chapter, something, or rather someone, began to ground him. Her name was Emilie Louise Flöger, an Austrian fashion designer with just as much flair and boldness as Klimt himself. She wasn't just a muse, she was his anchor, his mirror, and at times his lover. Their bond blurred the lines between romance, friendship and collaboration, stretching across decades with the same intensity that filled his art. Around 1898, Klimt entered what would become his most iconic phase, the Golden Period. This was where his work exploded into something untouchable, shimmering, sensual, and dripping in gold leaf. The world finally caught up with what Klimt had been screaming all along. Pallas Athene, 1898, Judith, 1901, Portrait of Adele Bloch-Spohr, 1907, and the legendary The Kiss, 1907 to 1908, the crown jewel of it all, gold on gold, passion on canvas. But what not many people know is that masterpiece was a response to the exact chaos that nearly broke him. But just before we go on, I have to tell you that there's no way to know the real beauty of these works unless you get yourself to the beautiful city of Vienna and see them in real life. They're physical. There's not only a glow that can't be reproduced photographically or digitally, there are textures and all sorts of wonders embedded within these paintings that we here at Arts Wonders, as well as anywhere else in the known galaxy, couldn't reproduce within the means now available to us. Even if we try using electron microscopes and those cool mechanical canaries you can get from NASA garage sales. During the violent backlash to his university ceiling paintings, the public and critics alike condemned the pieces as vulgar, obscene, even pornographic. They weren't ready for a truth that honest. Frustrated and done playing nice, Klimt walked away from the Vienna Secession, the very movement he had once led. And it was a bitter split. After all, back in 1897, he and a group of like-minded rebellious visionaries had broken from the grip of the conservative art world to start it. The secession was their middle finger to tradition, but now, even that revolution felt too tame for what Klimt was becoming. He said, if they couldn't handle the fire, he wasn't going to dim the flame. So when he painted The Kiss, it was personal. It was defiance wrapped in gold. Another middle finger, this time dipped in glitter. And it struck like lightning. The painting sold before it was even finished. And by the Austrian government, no less. Suddenly, the same society that once tried to silence him couldn't look away. The Kiss became the most iconic work of Klimt's career and the ultimate expression of his golden period, a massive oil on canvas washed in that signature gold leaf. It went deeper than decoration. It was about desire, about a kind of closeness that felt almost too intimate to be seen. In the centre, a man and a woman melt into each other, completely consumed by their embrace. There's no nudity, no scandalous flesh on display, but it didn't matter. The way their bodies wrapped around one another, hidden beneath that golden robe, was more erotic than 1,000 orgiastic bare figures. It was emotional nakedness. It was forbidden closeness. For many, it was simply too much. And the rumours only added fuel to the fire. Whispers floated around that the couple in the painting was none other than Klimt himself and his lifelong companion Emilie Louise Flöger. If true, that changed everything. They weren't just lovers captured in a private moment. They were real, alive, and completely exposed to the world. No marriage, no permission, just passion sealed in gold. But look closer, and it's not just about sex or scandal. The painting is drenched in symbolism. The man's robe is marked with dark, forceful shapes, black rectangles, firm and angular. Hers, in contrast, flows with soft spirals and organic curves. He seems bigger, but if you look closely, she is in a kneeling position and could tower over him if she fully extended herself. It's a dance of energies, masculine and feminine, structured and free, dominance and surrender. And yet, they're wrapped in the same gold fabric, a cloak that protects them from the outside world, encircling them like a halo. Klimt here painted surrender, connection. That rare magnetic collision when two people become one, not out of obligation or ritual, but because they can't help themselves. And in doing so, he gave the world something dangerously beautiful, something it couldn't ignore and definitely couldn't forget. But where did this striking vision come from? We know Klimt had solid classical training, and yes, his father was a gold engraver, but the sparks that ignited the kiss drew from a far wider world. During his travels to Ravenna, Klimt soaked in the shimmering gold mosaics of Byzantine churches, and that glow found its way into his work. The painting's composition nods to traditional Japanese prints, with figures stretching boldly to fill the canvas from edge to edge, breaking free from the European habit of crowding subjects just in the centre or foreground. And then there's Art Nouveau, an emerging movement that Klimt didn't just ride, but helped push into the spotlight. You can see its swirling organic patterns woven deep into the design of the kiss. Back in 1908, some of its fame came wrapped in scandal, but times change. What once shocked now charms, and the kiss endures because it captures something timeless, the way love can hold you tight, lift you up, and make you unstoppable. Love like that speaks to all of us, and it's no wonder Klimt's masterpiece still stops people in their tracks and steals their breath away. And we love you for watching this video, so please like it to begin with, but then show your love by subscribing to our channel, because we love art and we want to spread the love, and we need your help to keep on doing that. Have a wonderful day and make sure to misbehave. I know Merle, one of our art detectives, did when buying a juice box from a machine a couple of weeks ago. Good on you, Merle.